In this tutorial, we're going to go through and UV Unwrap our column model. So at this point, you should have a column file that is set up with two meshes inside of it. Over here on the left side of the screen, my Scene Explorer is visible. If it's not visible, just go down Tools, Scene Explorer to get it to show up. So currently on my example, the BN column HP. So my high poly model is the one that's currently selected. I'm going to make that not visible, and I want to select the low poly. I'm going to come up here where it says default shading and turn on edged faces so I can see my geometry. The high poly model does not need to be UV unwrapped. The low poly does, and so that's what we're going to go through and do now. All right, so here's our low poly model. It's what I have selected. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead and put a unwrap UVW modifier on. And then I'm going to come down. I'm already in polygon mode here. I'm just going to collapse edit poly. Now notice that unwrap UVW does have multiple subobjects, vertex, edge, and polygon. So I'm in the polygon subobject of unwrap UVW. I'm going to come to edit UVs and open the UV editor. And first thing I'm going to do is come up here to options, preferences, and I'm going to turn off selection preview and click OK. And then down here at the bottom, I'm going to click zoom extents all. So what we see here is we see the UVs that were generated when the model was created. So if I come down here to arrange elements, I'm just going to use this top left option, which is called Pack Custom. Now I'm going to click zoom in again. So here we see the different elements that make up our model. All right. You see there's only green seams up at the top and bottom of the actual cylindrical part because those are open polygons. We deleted those polygons. What we need to do is go through and start breaking this up. So for starters, we're going to come in and we're just going to click on the polygon on the very top of this column here, and we're going to come over to the peel rollout, which is also here under edit UVs, and click quick peel. I'm going to select the polygon on the bottom of the top of the base here, peel that as well, and then I'm going to orbit around so that I could see the very bottommost polygon. I'm going to peel that, and then peel the one for the bottom of the capital, the top part. Now if I click in negative space and Pack Custom, you can see those pieces are there. Let's turn off show active map since it's only that checker pattern at this point. So some of the things we're going to do here is let's go through, let's orbit around so we're kind of looking at it from the side here. I'm going to go into edge and click on one of these edges here on the top part, and I'm going to grab a ring so it goes all the way around, and then loop. And you'll notice that loop continues all the way along until it reaches an intersection that's more or less than 4 edges, right? So it stops right at the corners. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come over here to this peel rollout, not the one in edit UVs, but the one in the modifier stack. And I'm just going to use this option, the third one over, under seams to convert edge selection. So now I can go into polygon, and I can select this. I'm going to click expand selection to seams, and since we've only set up the seams on the sides, it still grabs the top and bottom, which is fine. And I'm just going to hit quick peel. You can see it peeled all those, and let's go through in tools, relax, and real quick with it set to relax by polygons, just hit start relax and then stop it. So those have been unfolded at this point, and we can do the same thing at the bottom. Just go into edge here, click, grab the ring, grab the loop, convert edge selection, go into polygon, click on one polygon there, expand my selection, and then peel it. So now we can hit Pack Custom. We see all these different elements are getting packed in here. Now, what we want to do as we go is we want to rotate these sections so that they're all kind of facing a similar direction. So I'm going to turn on select by element and click on one of these. I'm going to turn off my angle snap. I have it on, you may not have it on. So I want to be in polygon. I'm going to click here, right click and go into rotate. I'm just going to rotate this guy so he's more or less looking straight up. You kind of want them all. It sort of depends. Sometimes it's handy to have them all go in the same direction. Depends on how you're going to texture it. We're going to be doing our texturing in Photoshop or in Substance Painter, so may not be as important. All right, now I'm just going to hit Pack Custom again. And notice if you only have like 2 objects selected and you hit Pack Custom, it will pack them together. It's not what we want though. When we click a negative space, we have nothing specific selected, so it just packs everything. All right. So at this point, the only thing we have left is the main column body. So let's take a look at this. Let's find which edge is. Now you could select an edge that's along the back. That's one option. You could also come in and select one that's kind of at a corner angle. That would work. Let's switch over to edge mode. Just click 1 on that column. And then we're going to grab that entire loop, not the ring, just the loop, and convert edge selection to seams, and then click on that one of those polygons for that cylindrical part, expand the selection, and then peel it. There we go. Pack these again. Now this guy, we can go in and we can try to relax this column a little bit here. So if I hit relax, I do it too much. You see it starts to kind of pinch in the center, which we don't really like. I'm going to stop that. And then I'm going to come in and when in edge mode, I'm just going to double click on this edge down here and align it. And I'm going to work my way up the edges. Just doing an align on all of them. You may have to look in different spots because it may start being really collapsing right in on itself. So you just got to watch out for that. That you don't miss a spot and leave it overlapping somewhere. There we go. And if we check it, I go into Polygon, and we can see Tools, or no, Select. Oh, we got to be in Polygon. And we do Select, Overlap Polygons. All right, so there's overlap, but it's mainly on the side where the giant shells are overlapping. Let's grab this edge and just work our way through, again, this entire thing. Just doing a quick align on each of these different loops, going across to get them to line up horizontally. And that'll help us a little bit with our UVs. And the reason it kind of flares out is because the shape gets thicker as it goes. So it's being very representative of what the actual shape looks like, which is what we want. That's what we're aiming for. All right, there we go. Let's pack these again. Why don't we try this? Go to Element, select Polygon. If I hit Start Relax, it just goes back the way it was. So maybe what I'll do is just set my iterations to like 15 and just hit Apply. And then it did kind of adjust the alignment. Yeah, I think that'll probably be good. Let's just pack that custom and set the padding to 0.005. Okay. So the last, just remember what I did when I selected this and changed it to 15 and hit Apply. I actually did an undo on that. I didn't like what that did. So now here's my UV layout for my column low poly. Right? Now keep in mind, only the column low poly needs that UV layout. So when you're done with it, you're going to want to save it. All right. And so we can save this. And then you're going to want to snip, and I'm going to want the snip that you take to be to have the Edit UV window in it. So just go in there, New, and grab it just like that. All right, that's it.